Thank you for being a Patreon member. We are in the green bean patch today to see the green beans that are taking off and growing. Earlier we made a video this year of how we planted these green beans several times. The water table was so high that things were flooded in here. If you dug down 2 inches in here, water was seeping in because our snowmelt was incredibly a lot this year. So now we have these beans, this one up here, about 5 feet tall, and then we have this one, and it's blasting over 6 feet tall. It wants to keep growing. We have lots of white flowers on these little green beans, which are fantastic. This is the second year of this variety growing in here. I saved seed last year, so these will begin adapting to our climate. So the third time I planted, I dug holes with the drill auger, I put the seeds on top, and then I covered them with dry peat moss. And that made them grow in the conditions of the soil, which were not very good in here. So we've got our first green bean picking out of here the other day, which was great. So when they first start blooming, you got to come down here and look for the green beans underneath. We have a random weed in here. We can get rid of him. We have a tomato that's growing in here. We left him for diversity purposes. But if he starts shading and destroying the green beans, that tomato is out of here. But for right now, it's okay, and I think it's a cherry tomato variety, so we'll probably get some cherry tomatoes on there before it causes a problem. But they're coming up, they're growing, they're looking really good, and I see no disease, I see no problems, and there's a large flower count on here. When you start looking at all the buds, there's very many flowers, and so the plant is doing good. The leaves are thick, they are bright, they're beautiful, and they're just like Velcro. So when you're picking green beans, you usually leave the greenhouse with a couple of leaves stuck to your shirt. If we look at this red one here, this is a volunteer Scarlet Runner bean, and they're so gorgeous that I didn't pull it out, but here it is, and it's doing really good. The hummingbirds love these Scarlet Runners, and they produce a big beautiful bean. I love to eat these. The best time to eat the Scarlet Runners is when you've got the big bean growing on there, but it's still green. You pop them open and you eat the little beans inside, kind of like shelling a pea. It's the best way to eat those guys, but that's just a personal preference. Hopefully this helps you to grow a bean when your water table is higher than your head.